This tractor came out with what they call, I know this, yeah, it's interesting, brain from another tractor. Thank you again. How do everybody? Hope you're all well. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We do a video every week. This week I thought I'd just show you a little bit of what we do in the morning feeding. Apologise if there's any wind. I haven't got my microphone on for this one because it's raining, so apologies for that. But it's February, it's a typical damp, dull, horrible morning. So yeah, let's get into it. The mill is on. Good morning, ladies. So we feed these first behind me. They're roughly 12 to 13 months old. They've been out grass in the spring, summer, autumn. They came in about end of October time when it was getting wet and horrible. They'll stay in here now all winter. We feed a lot of grass, so we feed a lot of hay, a lot of silage. We're not big corn users, and that's mainly because we don't actually grow much corn ourselves. We ain't got a lot of land for arable crops, so for us, we make the most of grass. As you know, I've said before in other videos, we are buying it in as well, buying grass in, because again, we don't produce enough. I'll do a little video on the grass that we grow, because it's not just your bog standard grass. We grow red clover. It's very high in proteins, and we've been growing it now for like 5 years, and we think it's the future really of the farm. So I'll do a whole video on that. But like I say, we're not big corn feeders. Everything does get a bit of corn, as it always through its life, little amounts, but when you compare us to people who are doing grain-fed beef, real, fast throughput beef, we are very slow. It takes us twice as long to produce the same size animal. That's just how we do things. Everyone has their way. This is our way. As you can see, we're in February. It's very wet. Last week, very cold. This week, we've gone from -3s, -4s to 10 and 11 degrees. For the stock, it's not good. You don't want that change in temperature. It's no good for the breathing. This is when you're going to get cases of pneumonia. Touch wood. We haven't got any at the minute. We try and keep buildings as ventilated as possible, but it's just that massive increase, that step. It's too much change from too quick. It went from -4 to 10 within 12 hours. So it's crucial this time of year that we're watching the stock, keeping an eye on everything, checking everything that's healthy. If there's any problems, get a vet out or give it antibiotics ourselves. We do very little of that, thankfully. But no, like I say, these fed mainly haylage at the minute. A little bit of corn just to keep them going. But no, we don't push them at this stage. We tend to let them to grow, to develop. You want to develop a frame, so that's what we do. Because it's so damp and dull, we are using a lot more bedding. So for the next, I don't know, 8-10 weeks, we will be using a lot of bedding. We bed down in the morning, bed down at night, but as you'll see, even though we are doing that and bedding down heavily, you still come in the morning, the sheds are still damp and horrible, and you've got to re-bed, and the price of bedding this year is just absolutely crazy. It's driven up by poor harvest, that's what's pushing the price up. Also, there's huge demand for straw nowadays. People are, power stations are burning it for energy, so you've given something, a product like that, a huge value. It's always got a base value nowadays, but for us, the beef farmer, dairy farmer, any livestock farmer, it's just not what we want. But so I would like everybody to meet Tiny. It's the smallest animal on the farm today. Don't know if you can see it. It's had a calf jacket on, so like a coat for a calf the last week or so when it's been cold, but it seems to be thriving now. Real friendly little thing, but like I say, it's nicknamed Tiny, and because it is just so dinky, so small, and we originally penned it off on its own because the others were bullying it. It's a lot slower at drinking. Then we finally put it with a mate who's not much bigger but doesn't seem to pick on it the same. But Tiny's doing real well, and hopefully Tiny will carry on growing to be not so tiny. Ah, Tiny. Oh, you love a chin rub, don't you? Oh, is that good? Yeah. As you can see, we're blowing up tyres again. I think we've got a puncture on every wheel. They're all looking pretty miserable, a bit like today. Spoke to chap, we have got some part ones coming. There's no point in putting good tyres on that machine. It's on concrete its whole life, they just burn them off in no time. Ain't that right, Pop? Pop! Ain't that right? Yeah! Yeah, that's right. We've got to have quite a bit of work done to the forklift. I think in 2 weeks' time we put it in. The forklift has got no brakes. It's pretty dangerous. You've got to be on your toes. Especially when our farmyard's so steep. No brakes. Not good. Not good at all. So we're thinking that it's going to be a total refurb inside the wheel hubs. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm no mechanic, we'll see what happens. Bloody windy, bloody wet, bloody miserable. On to the next job. Oh yeah. Oh, it's always good when they start up. Just take the cattle trailer off and put the corn trailer on. Then we're going to drop it off at Joseph's. Leave it with him. Job's a good one. bit of a pond. We better plug it in and get it tipped up and... yeah, dear. See, that's just the problem. We ain't got no sheds. We can't keep everything dry and shiny and how it should be kept. Every shed's got a cow in it. Oh well. Well, that's as close as I'm going to get to seeing Niagara Falls. I haven't really done much of a view or a video on the H220, but for me she's just super sweet. We've had it quite a few years now. It's had its problems. What tractor doesn't have its problems? You know? So, I don't believe in jinx or anything like that, but before I set off I was just saying like how good this tractor's been. You know, we've had us problems. Right, I'm coming home and the bloody tractor's doing its little electrical cock up that it did the other day. We thought we had a mechanic out, I thought we repaired it. It turns out it's probably something else. I just cannot believe me. Look, literally 20 minutes before I'm there saying, oh yeah, good tractor this, good tractor this. Oh my god. So I'm going to try and explain to you what we think is wrong with the tractor. So you come to the tractor, we parked it up the other day, no problems. Comes to it, the bloody thing, I got this light there. That one, when I started up. That means 17 bar low pressure light is on, which tells you there's a problem. All the warning lights are on, blah blah blah. It was stuck in forward drive, couldn't change gear on my A, B, C and D gears here. Couldn't do that. That gear works. So this tractor came out with what they call, I know this, yeah, it's interesting, an Autotronic 2 box when it came out 20 years ago. It is under there. It was then modified by the chap who owned the tractor before us to an Autotronic 3 box. Now we're not sure why he did that, but he did. So we bought the tractor as an Autotronic 3 with this modification added on, this wiring loom modification. We came to the tractor. I went to Joseph's the other day to pick up a load of corn, drop my trailer off like I always do. He loads it and then I go back another day and pick it up. On the way home, the tractor comes back into this low pressure light warning system. Can't change gear again. 4-wheel drive locks in, so you don't want to be going on the road very quick. And we think it's all to do with this box, this Autotronic 3 box, which is like the ECU, like the brain to the tractor. We think it's that. Now we've done some tests with the mechanic, because I'm not mechanically minded, and it's either that or what they call the 4-wheel drive power pack, which is underneath the belly of the tractor. We don't want it to be that. That sounds really expensive. We don't want that. We've now put the brain of a different tractor, so an Autotronic box from a different tractor, onto this tractor. Now this is going to eliminate whether it's the power pack underneath or if it's the electric side of things that's broke. Autotronic toolboxes were famous for being crap, and that's what this lovely beast has got. So we are in test mode, shall I say, trying this brain from another tractor. Thank you again. Did that make sense? It didn't make sense to me, but you get the picture. So we'll see you which, if we're lucky or unlucky. I suppose we're unlucky anyway because it broke. But my video didn't turn out the way I planned it to be at the start. But you know, that's farming for you. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Becky, Joseph, Jamie for helping us out once again, delivering a load of corn. And I'd like to say also a very massive, humongous congratulations from me and all the family to Harriet and Adam on the birth of their little boy Albert. But one thing I will say is can't have him growing up loving them blue tractors. He's got to love these red ones. I'm not having that. If it ain't red, you got to leave it in the shed. But having said that, in this case, this one's been left in the shed now. So fingers crossed, all goes well. We've got some good videos coming up in the future because we're changing the way we feed cows, which sounds a bit like, whoa, crazy, what we're feeding them. Don't worry, we're not feeding them pineapples or nothing like that. We are just changing back to a way that we tried before. I'm not going to say too much. No. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Boom.